السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amen. Who's going to read? Anyone? Maybe I should not reading this, please. Would you like or not?
I can.
Okay. Let's start from the first bullet point.
So we are on the concluding remarks of Seabed at the Light. For us, it's page 15. And we are on the first bullet point. The Quran is like an enormous fruit-laden tree with two great branches, one in this world and the other in the unseen.
Okay. What do you make out of this sentence? It's just a sentence.
I mean, just to at least unpack one of the words, we talk about how the unseen or ghaib is something that we can have a conclusion about its necessity of its existence, but by the virtue of what it is, can't know it or its essence or in a sense, but we can conclude that it must exist.
Yeah, unseen. Unseen means just give a brief idea about unseen. What is unseen? You know, what is unseen?
I mean, through my experiences in this world, through the various reflections of qualities that I experience, I can conclude upon the necessity of their source, right? Even though I can't access that unseen through my experiences with creation in this world, I can confirm that they point to the necessary conclusion, necessary existence of unseen. That's a rudimentary.
So I can conclude maybe the one word needs to be emphasized: rationally, logically, and also confirm the necessity of the existence of this world, another world, by my feelings, not only my rational conclusion, but rational conclusions takes the first step, not only emotional, that it is better to have it. No, it must exist rationally, and the human senses confirms that, yes, that's what I need to make sense of my existence. So another aspect of the unseen, maybe the source of existence, is a rational conclusion, okay, but another kind of existence also is needed. Another kind of existence, which is, again, with the source of existence, cannot describe it as a created being. It must be absolute. But also other kind of existences that we can put under the category of the unseen world, which is, for example, not that we can observe and experience physically. The meaning of the creation, for example. That is this. I will categorize them. I would like to categorize them in the second type of unseen world, not physically experienced. One of them is the source of existence, which must be by definition an infinite, absolute world, absolute, which is absolute as well. So the source of existence, by definition, is the creator, right? The creator. So the creator cannot in no way be described in terms of anything to do with this world. But the meaning of this word needs to be comprehended and understood. And also, as the physical world exists, human mindset accepts and confirms that the meaning of this world must also exist because we are experiencing it. But it is not in the physical world. That is the second category of, I would say, the unseen world. Even further, I see that there is a third category of unseen, which is the necessity that the contradiction between the absoluteness of the creator and the transient nature of this creation. And the third aspect of the reasoning is human qualities impel human beings that this world is not satisfactory for me. So there must be another world existing to which my senses refer to, or my senses are in expectation, which is another type of creation, but physically not experienced in this world, but understood that this world necessitates it because of the contradiction between the transience of this world and permanence, absoluteness of the creator. And human feelings force human beings that, look, the meaning of this world points to the necessity of the existence of another world, another creation. Because the meaning says, look, my source of existence is absolute, and this absolute cannot demonstrate himself in the better way as human feelings expect it to be, to him. Because I see that human feelings are a kind of promise from their creator. Promise that, look, you desire this, don't you? I have created you, or the human feeling said, I am created to desire the eternal, everything should be eternally satisfactory for me, because I'm not satisfied with temporary satisfaction. That is a news or a promise from the creator of these senses. There must be something, somewhere, where these human expectations will be satisfied. the Creator's absoluteness also confirms that, look, I create everything in it as it is experienced in this world in the best way, perfect way. You see that meaningful way? So every meaningful side of, or the side of this creation which points to the meaningfulness of its existence, but transience, transient nature contradicts this meaning. Meaning says, look, my creator is absolute. My creator doesn't create anything without any wisdom, pointless. But I am here in this world, and of course, I see that the creation is wonderful, but as far as my expectations are concerned, it is not wonderful. It is just a bad joke. I must admit that. Why? I like it, I enjoy it, I am pleased with it, but it will disappear when I disappear, and I will be completely falling into non-existence. It is absolute contradiction. And this contradictory creation, the nature of the creation, doesn't really fit the wisdom of the creator, because it is obvious that the creator of this universe is absolutely wise. Got it? Absolutely wise. We have to understand this. Through our experience of this creation, we conclude, we are able to conclude, and we should use our ability and employ it to understand that this conclusion is really necessary. There must be another creation where my human feelings must be satisfied. The very fact that I'm just wrapping up, very fact that my human feelings expect this kind of creation, I don't want to go into annihilation after enjoying the existence in this world. It contradicts, it clashes me down. It turns every pleasure that I am experiencing through the existence of this world into meaningless, pointless, and completely unwise. And then either the creator is playing with me and making joke with me, entertaining with something and then destroying me completely. I say, why? Why should the creator do that? But he's a crazy creator. I feel if there was no another permanent creation, I must say creator. Creator is the number one unseen word. Number two unseen word was the meaning of this universe and pointing to something else, meaning. And the third must be a created being, like the meaning also created, continues to change, but always meaningful. You know, as you read one page from the book, it is meaningful. Another page, another meaningful, another page, again meaningful. So the change doesn't make the meaning become meaningless, confirms the meaningfulness in the purpose of the existence of this universe. I am experiencing this. So I say the third type, unseen word, I don't physically experience the existence of this word, unseen word, but it is logically and human emotionally, sensually, must exist somewhere. Otherwise, my existence becomes completely joke, a bad joke even. The existence of the universe also becomes completely a bad joke. Even further, a kind of torture. Why? Let's assume that this third type of unseen world doesn't exist. How can you make sense of your life? I can't. Impossible. Impossible. I cannot make my life meaningful at all. Why? A simple example, we always give this example. We always give this example. Somebody, for example, let's say more interesting for those people who are not married. So, somebody treats you perfectly and cheats you in fact, but it doesn't stop cheating. And we didn't know that it is pretending at this stage of thinking. We thought it was genuine and a perfect person for me. After I got married, life is completely opposite. What do you say to this person? Gather all bad words and use it for this person. Right or wrong? Have you experienced it? I don't think so. You? I don't know.
Not yet.
You don't know God. No. You're okay. How about no? Okay, there is no sign for it, no cheating. So you are pleased. But his or her respect to you, kindness to you after marriage turns into hatred. Right? Right or wrong? And you hate this person. You say, if only I should never have seen this person. Right or wrong? Where we are. So, the one who is treating me well here, but giving me some signs that, look, I can give you more. Again, the meaning tells. The Creator is absolute. And you expect me to treat you in the way even better than I am treating you now, but eternally, after marriage, after death. Yeah. And after death, there is no existence at all. If it was possible, you would hate this person. So, because you don't have to die, you know that one day you will die. Yeah, like the example couple. They know that one day they will live together and share their life after marriage contract as well, which is very difficult to go back. So, if you know that after marriage contract, this person is going to change to the opposite, would you ever be interested in this person? Trust this person? Would you? Impossible. From now that we know we are going to die. Yeah. And if there was no possibility that I will be treated as at least as I am treated here, but better, what I expect, and eternally, if I know that, okay, I eternally, I am happy with this candidate, if you like, right? Then I can get married. It means I am happy with my creator, the one who gave me these senses and the one who created this universe. As it appears to be through my experience. So everything is taken care of. Yeah, you enjoy whatever you want is created for you. You don't have to bother about the creation. Maybe you can only bother to pick it up or to chew it to get ready food. Now, only this much, which I don't mind. It is also pleasurable. You know, you go to the orchard and pick up the fruits. Don't you like it, right? Yeah. To get it and eat it. While you are eating, don't you enjoy it? Yeah, it's enjoyable. But if it is temporary, but forever temporary, what do you think? This person is cheating. So if I believe that if there was no, I'm convinced, I believe this convinced, if there was no another type of creation, that I'm going to be transferred, I would definitely hate the creator. I would be an enemy. Yeah. Anytime I pick up let's say, pick up a fruit and eat it and enjoy it, I'm saying, you are cheating. Yeah, full of hatred, I would be. But apparently, practically speaking, no one is really practically speaking. But theoretically, some people say it is a bad joke, this creation. It happened to be like this. And we must admit that we are going to be falling or in the eternal non-existence, and we won't feel it anyways. Then. But what is the reality here? Which kind of experience we are having here? Why? Why should I have this experience? Why should I be given this experience and expectation for eternal happiness? It doesn't make sense. So I see no sign that by looking and examining my own creation and the creation of the universe around me, I see no sign that the creator, the source of existence of this universe, is crazy. No sign. I don't know if anybody sees it. But the worst thing they say and they claim, yeah, we see the universe as meaningful, but we know that the seemingly meaningful universe is in fact, they say, because scientists speak facts that with no evidence, of course, meaningless. That's what they say. And he treated all the materialist philosophers who don't believe in the hereafter, which is most of the case, I believe. Though the wisdom philosophers say we believe in that hereafter because Quran says so. It is another stupidity, by the way. So I don't really take it or buy it. But mostly they interpret it in the different ways, in various ways, saying that there may be something, but we don't know. There may be something, but we cannot make sure. This kind of interpretations, I don't know if anybody knows better about the subject. Only the sources which has a text or a scripture claims to be divinely inspired mention about the existence of an eternal life after death, for sure. And all texts I know, and especially the Quran, strongly also. Quran makes it so straight and repeats it on many occasions that definitely, if you study this universe, you will definitely conclude that, and listen to yourself as well, conclude that this world is not the only creation. There must be another, eternal life. But consult it. Consult your feelings. Study the world, how it is created. You will see endless signs that the Creator is promising you, that He will recreate you in another form. As the Quran says, as the one who is called in the Quran, He is creating you in stages, stage by stage, taking you into perfection, and then taking you away from this, after experiencing all sorts of creation, taking you away from this universe and putting you into another world, which is eternal, that we expect to be eternal anyways. So with the evidence, demonstrating the evidence in the universe, then the Quran says, you see, there must be an eternal life, eternal existence. But not in the same nature, in a different nature. So this is the third type of the unseen world. One is the creator, the other one is the meaning, which we call it angels. The third is another type of creation. But angels represent the meaning. But another type of creation, another type of physical existence. That is the difference. So the existence of the angels, or some meanings, you can physically not demonstrate it. But logical conclusion about the necessity of the second creation must be a creation that human beings expect to practice and experience in physical form.
Why physical?
But because I need a physical end. First of all, the good question. Most of the people ask this. The Creator is able to do that. Why not? 1 point. The second, I am not satisfied with sweet words. I am satisfied with sweet treatment. Do you understand? Physical treatment. For example, someone says, I love you, you're a nice person, etc. But in practice, nothing is done. What shall I do with the promised words? I want satisfaction in physical terms. For example, as we read, as we eat or drink or whatever, you can invite friends to sit there, so the not behind. Invite him. Or here. Here. Yeah. So welcome now. Something like backbench representative. No, just with us. It must be physical because I need physical experience by eating the food. For example, eating
This
nice
life,
food. Physical experience with my physical treatment with the creation art. So I can enjoy it in full sense. Okay. Anyway.
What about second unseen? You said Why is it unseen? We are experiencing, we are coming to conclusion.
No, we are not experiencing the physical experience. We are concluding.
It's also kind of-
Feeling,
yeah, feeling, but we experience it's
not
in this
physically.
universe.
Do you experience physically?
I don't understand still like why it has to be physical if it's another type of life or if it's
Sorry?
if it's a different type of existence.
No, what are you talking about?
No.
Are you he's talking about the second type of unseen world. You are talking, I bet, on the third type of unseen world. We should not confuse. So let's deal with one of them, finish and come to you. Of course, it's a concern. Yeah.
Because this logical conclusion and with feeling also it's in this universe.
Yeah, but it is not physically experienced, the feeling. For example,
Not necessarily.
so,
physical.
for example, you eat something physically, experience it, and you conclude and also physically experience the taste. You conclude that this taste is a promise for you. Because when you eat it, the taste finishes, but you still want it. Or your stomach is full, so you cannot eat more. Physically experience it. Physically experience it. That's why the evidence is physical. For example, hereafter's evidence is also concluded through our logical conclusion. We don't say that it is not unseen world. But the same category, but one of them is created in a non-physical form, angels. Everything that we feel, that what angels are, everything that we feel through experiencing this world, that it has a meaning aspect of it, which I see no exception. Whether I like it or I dislike it, but still it has a meaning, purposeful. Yeah, that is called angels.
Why do you put this understanding of angel in the unseen?
Unseen because not physically experienced.
I thought maybe
So
Yes,
again, but the third type of existence, which is called resurrection, after resurrection, or typical word is hereafter, another creation in the language of the Quran. Akhirah, the end result, Akhirah means what? End product of this creation, the akhirah of it. It means the destination of it. You know, when the universe comes to its destination, that one starts. That is called akhirah. Akhirah means the last of something. Then, but akhir means the word of akhir. Yeah, word of akhir. It means word of akhir. What means another creation. So this universe is here in order to end up with another creation. That's called akhirah in the language of the Quran. End up with. So this is interesting. This is an interesting understanding of the Quran to me. Akhirah means not next world. What this word will be transferred into another word like this, but must be as I expect now. Now, before marriage, the example was given. Now, every presentation of the other side was pleasing for me, but what I expect to see it practiced after marriage. So still, you sign the contract and say that, God willing, all my expectations will be realized. You understand? Physically now. The previous ones were promises, words, not physical experience. That's why we have to die. That's why some people, some Sufi people, in the translated death as wedding,
As
as wedding celebration. Death is a wedding celebration. It's Muslims, of course, Muslim Sufis say this. But the classical scholars, they don't like this kind of understanding. They don't like it. They say, what do you want? Are we going to get married with God or something? They are simple-minded. But those deep-thinking people equate wealth to wedding. This example fits somehow. No, it's but no. Let's come to the third, or is it related to second?
Yeah, if you can answer his question, then
Let's
we'll
see,
go the same way.
let's see. I don't know. I don't promise anything.
For the second thing, another thing I want.
Sorry?
Can I say another thing?
Yeah.
When you define the unseen, not the nature of this universe,
As we do not physically experience, we don't physically experience.
because I thought like meaning is still the
Not
nature of
physically
this
experience.
universe.
It is logical conclusion.
But within this universe,
But logical conclusion. My conclusion, some people don't conclude in this way. It's not necessary. You have to use your logic and be consistent with the requirements of your logic and confirm. But if you prefer to do that, but some people may excuse because if they say if I confirm, that's bias. I'm always afraid of bias in two sides. The bias in belief, bias in disbelief or denial. Both of them are equally wrong. So let's talk about the first, this bias in disbelief. There are different reasons. I don't know whether we have to go into this detail now. There are different reasons why bias took the precedent. It means appears first. And then conclusion becomes whether you say yes or no, regardless, is wrong. So some people deny it because they don't want to get ready for the eternal life, preparing themselves. For example, our typical example is what? School example. So you may go to school. I've seen many examples this among the failing students in the classes. They say, anyways, studying is not really the only thing for human beings, but taqwa is important religious person. The non-religious person, I can make money in another way. I don't have to get the degree. Excuses. Don't go to school, they go into the life and say, oh, it's better go make a complete master. It happened a lot. But some cases, no. But it happens a lot. So the excuses for their not studying and following the classes is justified with bias but unrealistic ideas. Not really can prove it. But bias, they say, it's not really important. So you can make the same amount of money in another way anyways. Why do you think we are here? Just to get degree? There are many people living in the world with no degree. Why should I bother as well? Because he doesn't want to study. So those people who doesn't want to really take care of their preparation for marriage, they say, the life after marriage is not real. For the moment, I hear good words, that is okay. I'm pleased with it. This is bias in the denier side. In the believer's side, again, the bias has reason. They don't want to bother to convince themselves why there should be a hero, another creation after death. That who's going to think about it, investigate it? My religion says there is hereafter. I believe in it. That's it. But isn't that the point to believe in it? I believe in it. But without evidence, belief means not believe. It is just knowledge. Knowledge is not belief. No, belief is conviction. Knowledge is not conviction. So it is important that the people who don't want to accept this or the hereafter, but I jumped into the subject of the third category. I don't know why. Your question was? What was your question so that I should come back? Why did I go into this direction?
Yeah, my question, when the unseen is not the nature of this universe,
Yeah.
why our logical conclusion of meaningful universe doesn't fit within the universe?
It is logical. Everything is logical conclusion. For example, can you say that the first category, absolute being, is a logical conclusion? Do you think it should be in the form of this universe because it's logical conclusion? Belief in God. So the meaning is a logical conclusion, but we know that the meaning, it doesn't have an external existence, but it exists. Yeah, hereafter also the same category, the same nature, not category, same nature. So this universe demonstrates that there must be an eternal life, and it should not be in the form of this creation, but another type of creation again, and then I can physically interact with. It means, let's say, before marriage, we are what do we do? Engaged. Now, after engagement, why do you get engaged? To get married. Yes? If you still are convinced. So, engagement is not the purpose. Marriage is the purpose. Engagement is just a means to prepare yourself, to make sure, investigate better, etc. Right? So, are you?
You know, it's still the same question. If it's another type of creation,
Yeah.
that's different type of existence compared to this one, and this one is has a physical aspect. Why does the physical aspect be there?
So, physical
Then it's not different.
aspect
It's not that different.
points that, first of all, why shouldn't be a physical aspect of it? As far as the creator is concerned, it's nothing. It's not a problem. That's one step. But another step, that I am experiencing this world in the meaning form.
Hi,
So it points to the necessity of another type of existence, and I want to experience this because it is given to me, the senses are given to me in the physical relationship, connection, not only spiritual connection. So in this world also, if you love somebody, let's say your mother, your father, I don't know father, but mother, almost sure. And you say, okay, I love her. That's it. Why do you keep talking to her? Why do you want to go to visit her? And a physical relationship. This is human nature. we want to experience the taste in physical terms as well. In physical terms. So another type of creation, why I see no point that there should be only spiritual experience, if you like, or non-physical experience, because why should there be? Why not physical? I want physical experience as well. For example, I love my mother and I want to see her. I want to be with her. If you love it, of course. So I want to be with her. And if you love some friend, don't you go and visit any friend?
Sure, but if you
Why?
want,
Why do you go and visit them? Because you
I mean, in
love
the
them,
loving
that's it.
aspect, it's
Sorry?
in the loving aspect that you need.
So
uh,
practice.
It's not really like the flesh and bone that you.
No, but physical interaction. Physical interaction. So the examples of this kind of creation in the world, for example, a tree is created, an animal is created, a human being is created. And recreation takes what? In terms of physical repetition of the creation. For example, let's say you like a fruit. Okay, I don't know which fruit you like most. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, pineapple. So you like pineapple, you get the test, you registered it. Why do you want to eat it again 1 week later? Again, you go and buy the physical pineapple. Why do you want it? So you register the taste in your memory and keep remembering this. Why not?
Because the nature of this existence, or the nature of this world, it requires physical, I guess, interaction to experience physical satisfaction.
Now you got it when you eat the pineapple. You got it and you register the taste.
Yes.
You remember it. Eh? For example,
And you're
next time-
satisfied.
Sorry?
You're hungry, you eat, you're satisfied. But
Yeah.
it's an ever
Repeat.
lasting
No,
repetition of
repeat
need and
eating,
satisfaction, which is not.
Look, eating.
Mhm.
Yeah. For example, don't you want to see your best friend after you die? A good friend in the heart, not the memory, but be with him. So you have to eat the pineapple again and again to refresh it and experience the taste again. Of course, to a certain extent, the repetition of, and not every moment, you keep eating pineapple, it's impossible physically, but experiencing the repetition of the same taste in physical term is a sign that I am such a creature. Physical repetition, physical experience. I wouldn't like to, for example, my mother passed away long ago, rahmahullah. I really remember her and loving relationship and her sacrifice for me. It is in my mind, and I remember them well. But if I see that, for example, physically my mother is in Washington, what do I do now? Although the memory is with me, I just as soon as possible go to Washington and meet her, don't I? That is how I am. I am created with the need for physical experience.
Can't you say that that is how you are in this form of?
And it's a sign. Yeah. In this form of creation is a promise. Why we are taught that we need physical experience, in this creation, it is a promise from the Creator, because we don't see the Quranic word is interesting, khulful wa'ad. Khulful wa'ad means contradicting one's promise is doesn't fit the absoluteness of the Creator. So if you created me, you both, if you still hold on the idea, if you created me with the sense that I taste something, I register it, that's enough for me. I don't need any more physical experience get repeated. So I would say, yeah, this is what I'm experiencing. I registered it and done. I don't need any more physical creation again, physical experience again. And I would say, the promise of the Creator is He will let you taste it, and that's it, no physical anymore. You will just keep living with the memory of your previous experience. And you will be enjoyed with it. No, I'm not. Personally, I'm not. Every day, not because I'm hungry. If I'm hungry and eat always, so I will eat the same food at the same time. But repeat it and eat something else, and I say, oh, really, bananas are, not bananas, pineapples. That was the example. Pineapples are wonderful. Let me go and buy again if it is possible. If it is not possible, I wait for the season to get it. Do you understand? To get it. That is how I am. And I would say my Creator with this need is promising me that He's going to treat me in this way after marriage. He's not a cheater. I see no sign for He's being the cheater. A cheater, sorry, not the cheater.
If there were no more pineapples, right? Can you still not be content, satisfied
I wouldn't.
with the fact that you experience something that you appreciate and
For example,
yeah.
You exist now. If there was no more creation, will you be satisfied with it?
If I think that requires more explanation. The question requires more, I guess, breaking down a bit, because I think if I can live in the presence of the acknowledgement and the conclusions of this world, and when I say I am strictly talking about the non-physical side of my existence, let's say the consciousness, which is what I believe I am. And if I'm present with the mindfulness and the acknowledgement from this creation, I don't think that nothing tells me that I necessitate of another physical form of creation so I can continue to experience what I appreciate.
If I come up with a counter question saying that, why aren't we created only in a spiritual sense in this world, not in a physical experience? Well, what is the point?
Because I don't think like learning or extraction can happen without physical creation or without interacting with physical creation, because of the point that absolute qualities they have to be, I guess, manifested in limited creation form, so that I can deal with it, or I guess I can interact with it.
How about in the next creation? Why we should not experience the eternal creation in the absolute form, in the physical, in the absolute sense, or in unlimited sense?
Well,
in unlimited, not absolute, but unlimited sense.
Yeah, I think that
physically.
question can be understood in two ways. One, which is, can I experience what I have experienced? Let's say, taste of a pineapple eternally. Like, can I live with that appreciation or acknowledgement eternally, or do I have to re-experience the physical taste of it eternally? So there's a repetition of an event versus continuation of an existing event.
In the repetition, there's a near practice of the taste and enjoy it. Otherwise, you are not just repeating as you did before, but you enjoy it again and again and again.
Right.
So that's how we are.
So then for me, that almost means that if there is a physical aspect of a new form of creation, then there is more to know. There is, like, this world is not just a school, but even the next world becomes a school.
No, not a school anymore. Because
why?
we have to conclude what the source of this taste is, what the source of existence of this pineapple is. But we have to conclude taste and source of existence of pineapple. What is this? So we have to conclude it. But in the next creation, again, we don't need to be again tested, because we concluded whatever we concluded here, and accordingly we will be treated. There must be so. It must be so. Accordingly, we should be treated accordingly as we experience here, because the type of existence in this universe demonstrates that we need physical and also non-physical aspect of the manifestation of the Creator. So, non-physical aspect of the manifestation of the Creator, why should I need it, first of all? I could have been given an existence here in a non-physical way so that I can spiritually investigate what the source of the taste without eating the pineapple. And the taste of pineapple is given to me, but it is not realistic to me. It is not, there is no evidence for it. But there are, the whole universe is the evidence of it, that the Creator manifests itself in two forms at the same time: the physical form and the medium of it. Mm-hmm. And the pineapple and the taste. If you don't eat the pineapple, you don't get the taste. But when you eat the pineapple, you get the taste, but you want to renew it, refresh it. That's how we are created.
It not contradicts, but it raises another conflicting point, which is, if the purpose, that almost makes the purpose of this form of existence just to come to a conclusion that there is a source of existence of, let's say, everything. What makes me as an individual want to pursue this life if after I've come to that conclusion?
Now, the point of this point in this word, being created in a meaningful way, takes me to the necessity of the existence of the absolute being, but it doesn't stop there. Yes, I concluded there must be an absolute being. Okay, I'm done. No, I want to experience his other qualities in this physical form, but in the physical form. So investigate further. So learning and getting the pleasure of it increases as I experience it. So in the hereafter, it would be the same. There will be the promise, or there should be actually, but the texts, scriptures say it is a promise from the Creator verbally. But physically, what we are experiencing here, physically experiencing and getting deeper and deeper understanding of the absolute being. So that is what we are. So in this second type of creation also, we should be experiencing the taste again and again, not in a boring way, and not in a repeated way, but refreshed way with another type of experience. For example, you read a book. First reading, you got some meaning. How about second reading? Deeper.
Yeah.
Details. The third reading, you assimilate. Third reading, better. And if you try to teach it afterwards, you become the details, aware of the details, much better. That is how that is how it happens as a result of your physical experience with the text.
Yeah.
So physical, again, physical, non-physical, the eternal life is not for me as I am experiencing and learning in this world. And that is how my Creator is treating me. And why should there be no physical creation? I am not going to create it. It is not a burden for the Creator. Look at the universe and see what He can create. And also, repeated creation after death is always coming into existence in the form of physical creation again. The galaxies die, new galaxies are created. Stars die, human beings die, new human beings are created. Animals, plants die, new ones are coming into existence repeatedly in physical forms, with their meaning, of course, accompanied with meaning. So let's come to the Quran now. Quran is like an enormous fruit-laden tree. So with two great branches. One, this word, like this, the Quran is like one, this word, one there, we will put now our language into the text, three types of, as far as we can see now, or personally, I guess somebody may see four, but I see three types of the word of unseen. So Quran is like this. So what does this definition of the Quran require? That we should read the Quran how? It means, actually, the Quran, reading the Quran means when you read the sentence in it, you have to see three branches in it at the same time. Because Quran cannot be divided, or the speech, eternal speech cannot be divided. Chapter 1 is about the word. Chapter 2 is about the angels, the meaningful side of angelic side of the creation. Chapter 3 is about eternal creation. There is no such thing. They are all merged, intermingled. They are all integrated within each other because the three aspects, even including the physical creation of this world is concerned, four aspects of the creation are concerned with the same entity, which is the aspect of this world that we can make sense of, the sense of this world, in terms of acknowledging the necessity existence of the eternal creation. In order to acknowledge the necessity existence of the absolute being, necessity existence of angels, and necessity of the existence of the eternal life hereafter. So when I read it, I have to see three aspects in it. Not necessarily that it will be stated literally, but the meaning of it must include in it. For example, we are used to reading the Quran in two different types. One type is reading the Quran in order to learn what to do, then reading the Quran in order to learn how to make sense of this existence. Mostly, we are the children of the culture which reads the Quran in order to learn what to do. Right? But it is very, very wide spread, to me, disease. Disease. It's an illness. To read the Quran, reduce it, to learn what to do only. Because even while you are doing what it says, it must have the other two aspects in it. And we have to discover it. For example, if someone performs the prayer without acknowledging that I am communicating with the Eternal One, I am communicating in order to make sure that the meaning of existence is manifested within my prayer, and also I am connected to the eternal creation after this world, after my death or marriage. So I will experience it. I'm expected to experience it in every action I do. Otherwise, can you imagine a prayer or a fasting, whatever you call it, or especially which is not known at all to me, in general, practicing pilgrimage, Hajj? I don't think it is related to anybody. And not very common, exceptional maybe, but physical experience, that's it. That I have to do now. Tonight I have to stay in this part of the earth. In the morning I have to go into another part of the world. It is because it is necessary for your Hajj to be accepted. What is the meaning? What is this relevance to the hereafter? Eternal life? No. So it is not, you can understand, it is not Hajj, it is not touristic something experience. But we can practice it in terms of prayer. For example, I am praying, I am not experiencing my connection to my Creator. I am not experiencing my preparation for the hereafter, not to get reward, nothing to do with it. No. I mean, if someone is praying just in expectation of the reward, well, he is a bargainer with a merchant. I don't think he's a worshiper, it's a merchant. So we have to, a little bit, somehow, even if I forget sometimes, I must be aware that it must be in fact for this purpose. I must be aware of it. If this physical action lacks these other dimensions, the word connection with the unseen world, what do you think this action becomes? I mean, theoretically speaking, we are talking. Otherwise, practically, everyone has something a little bit. Primary school level, maybe middle school, maybe high school, college level, something like that. But by definition, we are told, if your prayer has no dimension in it, attached to the Creator, attached to the meaning of the action, attached to the eternal existence aspect of it, referring to it, yeah. How do you define this prayer?
Gymnastic.
Gymnastic. Yeah. But we should never forget, I cannot decide about other people, forget about it, and myself, I cannot really have it always conscious the practice in all my prayers, but at least I must know it and be aware of it. Even I start, as I do mostly, plan my daily life during the prayer. All the problems come to my mind while I'm praying. I don't know how you experience it. Whatever I'm going to do and how am I going to do, all come to my mind. I should not forget, tomorrow I will do that. I should go this way. I was expected to do these things after prayer. All they come. No, I don't invite them, but they come. I say, you are most welcome. I learned this from the author of this book. You are most welcome. You can come, but I will consider you after prayer. Bye-bye. You can come here, there, but I don't pay attention to it. It still comes there, okay, I don't mind. While you are praying, somebody stands next to you. Okay, he's there, but you should just say, no, it's not my concern. Although you are aware that he's there, but it is not purpose. It is not your purpose. So the Quran, if this definition, which I found it very interesting and important, if this definition of the Quran makes sense, or if this definition is expected from the teachings of the Quran, so necessarily the Quran must be read with these three aspects at the same time. We cannot divide the Quran. Oh, this is about only practical side. This is about the life of the prophet or the previous tribes. This is about life in the hereafter. Yeah? And although you cannot read the Quran like this at all, impossible. It doesn't allow you, really. It doesn't allow you. But we can categorize it. I mean, it is incredible that some people can write, for example, some books about practical side of Islam, which are called I don't remember. Something. Catalytic, not the catalytic.
Catharsis?
Sorry?
Catharsis?
Kata? Say it again?
Catharsis.
No, I don't get it. Kata, say it slowly.
Catharsis?
What does it mean?
Like it sort of relieves you.
Oh, no. Just a list of what to do.
Okay.
Sorry? No. Oh, there is a special word for it. Do you know it? Does anyone? Sorry? No, something like,
A manifesto.
sorry?
A manifesto.
No, something to do with cat. So Christian cat something, Jewish cat something.
Cataclysms?
In practical language, in the ilmul hal. How does there must be a word for it?
Maybe cataclysms?
Katak?
Cataclysms.
Yeah, I think this is the word. Say it slowly that I will remember it.
Cataclysms.
Kata?
Cataclysms.
No.
Cataclysms.
Kata?
Clysms.
Cataclysm.
Clysms.
No.
Cat?
Yeah.
Cataclysms.
Sorry.
Cataclysms. What about catechisms?
Is it?
Yeah,
Let me see.
that's better.
So, because when I read it, I understand what it means. Catechism, yes, catechism, exactly. So unfortunately, I understand Jews doing that because this is their millennium tradition. Although Torah cannot be read in this way, but I understand this. But Muslims follow the same thing, catechism. Yeah, now I can say it. Catechism, is it right? Now I remember. Thank you very much for finding out the word. So catechism. But in every Muslim's house, you find a catechism book, almost. But this catechism book has no other dimensions at all. And it is an insult to the Quran and Islam. So we cannot prepare a catechism book without including other dimensions of the Quran, other branches. One of them is looking at the universe and trying to make sense of it, and the Quran teaches how to make sense of the universe. How do you use it? How we should use it. And at the same time refers to the necessity of the existence of its creator. At the same time refers to the meanings which are told in the Quran. Not refers to the qualities of the creator manifested in this world through something that represents the manifestations of the qualities in this world, which we see them represent in a non-physical form, which are called angelic side of the creation. And also uses the same mentioning of the universe, mentions also the necessity of the existence of the hereafter, refers to it. Without the existence of the hereafter, the Quran cannot be read at all. Not because it says there will be an eternal reward, eternal punishment, not because of these languages, but when he says, the Quran says, for example, there will be an eternal punishment for those who deny, it refers to the experience of this world as well. When you deny it, you should experience it. If you cannot experience it, you cannot prove it, confirm it. You cannot. So it must be related to our experience of this world as well. And also sometimes explicitly says it. Says, as I created this world, and as I introduced myself in this world, I will treat you in the hereafter as you expect me to do to you. So it is merged, always merged. If it is not explicitly merged, the four aspects, if you like, this universe, the creator, the angelic side of this universe, meaning or angels, and eternal creation. If it is not explicitly mentioned, we should bear in mind that everything mentioned in the Quran must include with the four aspects. So we have to question, where is it? But is it a common practice? No. Very rarely you can find in some scholars' works that the Quran must be read in this word. But the common practice, which we are accustomed with, does not treat the Quran in this way. Either treats it as a source of actions or treats it as a source of information about historical events and as a source of the news about hereafter and how we are going to be treated in the hereafter, but independent of our experiences here and witness in the creation of the universe. No connection. Not only you will, if you deny, wait, and you will see after you die, you will see how you are going to suffer from it. It doesn't make sense if I don't experience it here. So when Quran mentions all these things, maybe literally, or maybe related to one of them, literally, but it combines, so it is impossible. It says, God and the angels came down on earth. وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ صَفًّا in rows. God and angel. Do you think God is in the language of the Quran? The God is another type of angel? Or what is it? What are we talking? Doesn't make sense. You have to combine. Why? Really, when something is created, you see that the absolute being is presenting himself to you. You see that the angelic side is giving the news to you. And you know that this must happen. You also must understand that this is a sign that it must happen in an infinite form. It must happen. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. But for example, if you don't really relate it to the necessity of the existence of the hereafter, you say, okay, when I am here, I should understand that God and angels are coming, and that's it. When I die, everything's over. When the speech becomes meaningless. Yeah? For example, the spring comes, it will come, will come, and you will have this and this and this and this tastes again next spring, so it won't come. But just the news is there. What does it mean? Pointless, isn't it? To me, pointless. But spring is not coming. Eternally, but maybe temporarily, but I want eternal. That's how I am. So I must see and understand the verse, at least while I am really trying to comprehend the verse, I have to add these dimensions to the meaning of this verse and try to see its manifestation in this universe and see its logical consistency as far as I am comprehending it, and at the same time feeling human feelings. This must happen eternally. So we have to give these dimensions all together and merge them, whatever the topic of the Quran is. So someone may not be comfortable with it because it is open to arbitrary interpretation. Arbitrary means according to your capacity, according to your intention. You may exploit it. You may misinterpret it. Okay, that's up to you. But they say, no, we should not let people to misrepresent Islam. So only some certain class of people must represent it. The others just follow them. But the Quran says, I am speaking to human beings. Choice is yours. I'm speaking to human beings. It doesn't say I'm speaking to ulama, scholars, right? I'm speaking to every human being, regardless of his education system, knowledge, accumulation of his knowledge, anything. I am speaking to human beings. So everybody must be necessary to interpret it as they receive the Quran for themselves. But we learn in this world. Okay, I may choose to learn from other people who are more expert than me. I may choose not to. That's up to me. Yeah, I'm free. That's up to me. I may say, no, I'm not going to learn from anyone. Okay, I'm not going to school as if in this world. So I'm going to remain as ignorant as I am. That's your choice. But which one human desires are, how do you say, encoded with? Learning is better, isn't it? That's why we have to choose learning or prefer learning to not. So always see somebody better understanding than mine. So seek knowledge from it. It means get training from it. So that's why we call it the prophets are first teachers. Okay? And then the students of the prophets, then the students of the prophet, you understand? Right? So try to trace this as much as you can. Who is teaching me better now? So accordingly, educate ourselves. If we choose not to educate ourselves, that will be a choice, free choice, actually, but it is not human side, because in worldly affairs, if you want to buy a car, how many web pages you go, how many people you consult. Yeah, even when I want to buy a phone, here is my expert here. I said, choose me the best one. I never decide. Whatever he says, he's here. Whatever he says, I buy it. Did I never question your expertise? Why? Because I witnessed that you know better than me. But neither you nor I can claim that you are the best. And man, his name is, okay, there's no name. And this gentleman is the best expert on the telephone. No, there may be something. Do you claim that you are the best? No, he says no. But you may need somebody to consult, better, who knows better than you. If there is, if you find, you have to search for it, isn't it? To improve yourself. Don't you like it? To learn better? That is human, isn't it? Why not to learn better the Quran, to get teaching from somebody better than me? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you very much. Inshallah, I'll see you Monday and next Saturday, every week, inshallah. So, I was expecting that this section is very hard to deal with. I said, please, Allah, help me to understand this. How can I combine this better? But alhamdulillah, with the blessing of the meeting, gathering here all together, I found. So we can collect these papers. Yeah? Can I collect it, or would you take care of it? I don't know. How did you know that I wasn't going to get it today? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, inshallah, I'll see you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So,